Adam, a tough one this afternoon, but in the end, fairly comprehensive victory. Are we pleased with that one?
We're happy to have the win, I think, but we really didn't play our best rugby. I think Bristol A really came in, and from last week they were really up on us and really made it a tough game for us, and I think we just didn't react quick enough, and I think for a lot of that game we were sort of not playing as intense as we want to, a win's a win, so we'll take it, but I think it's something we really need to work on when we start the championship.
You were out there for the whole 80. What was the issue today? Because it just didn't seem to click really, did it?
I don't know, it's a tough one. I think, I know, maybe because we had a good win last week, we thought it would just move on to this week's game. So I think that sort of complacency, you can't have that in the championship really, and I think that's probably the reason why.
Uncharacteristic, wasn't it? A fair few balls down. It struggled at the set piece as well, actually, which is unlike us.
Yeah, I think, well, give credit to Bristol A. They really have a good pack there of young boys, and I think it was that sort of complacency and not being fully switched on for the game.
Yeah, it was one of the issues as well, obviously, with these pre-season games. We've got such a large squad, 13 guys coming off the bench. It's always going to be a bit disjointed, particularly in that second half, isn't it?
Yeah, but I guess you need to obviously blood a lot of people. I think to win the championship, you've got to use the whole squad. There's a lot of injuries during the season, and obviously if you have everyone sort of pushing each other, then it's going to work well for us to get on top of the ladder.
Didn't have a huge amount of chances today, but we did score 5 tries, so that has to be a positive, doesn't it?
Yeah, 5 tries is no easy feat. I think when we were going, had that motion going with big carries and quick ball, we got those tries. And I think during the game we probably didn't have a lot of those chances, but when we did, we capitalised not too badly.
That's 3 wins out of 4 pre-season matches. As I say, on the whole, we must be pretty pleased with those games in total.
Yeah, I think it's good going on to the championship. I think having that sort of back-to-back efforts, I think, for when we have a good win and then keeping that on and keeping that going for the next week, I think that's something we can work on for the championship.
In a strange way, will we almost get more out of today rather than if it had been if we'd have scored a hatful of tries and perhaps building to the championship? Was this potentially more useful in a way?
Yeah, I think so. If it's an easy result, then your weaknesses don't shine through. So I think this was a good game for us to analyse later this week.
Yeah, and now obviously head into a bit of a break for Christmas and then come back hopefully for January starting the championship. Just tell us the excitement amongst the group for that.
Boys are excited. I think the whole COVID scenario, obviously, boys and the whole world's in a tough time right now, and I think a lot of the big sort of hiatus with no rugby, I think boys are excited to play competitive rugby again, and I think boys are really excited, can't wait.
And how good was it to have supporters back as well today?
Oh, it was great. I think the games where we had no supporters is sort of like a glorified training run, so it was good to have the crowd cheering us on tonight, and can't wait for it during the season.
Wardy, a win's a win, but I imagine that perhaps wasn't the performance we were after this afternoon.
No, again, you got to credit Bristol. They came in, I thought they played some really good rugby. I thought they tested us out wide. They stopped a lot of our attacks, but from our point of view, yeah, definitely, I think probably the poorest game we've played so far in pre-season.
Uncharacteristically, perhaps a little bit sluggish, would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think we turned the ball. I just didn't think we looked after the ball very well today. So something we'll look at next week. Moments where we were very good in the game, but both sides of the ball, I just didn't think we were quite there today.
In some ways, will we get more out of that than if it had been a convincing victory? We can really kind of reset and work on a few bits.
Yeah, I think as a coach, you always want that perfect game, don't you? So that's what you're striving for. So you always come off with work-ons. Just like I said, just for me, I felt that we didn't put our best foot forward today.
Overall, obviously, it was a 28-man squad, so I guess there was always going to be a bit of kind of discontinue with some of the play with so many people coming on, but good to get some of the academy lads on as well.
Yeah, just throughout, we've been trying to rotate guys. Today we made an awful lot of changes. We didn't make as many last week, and maybe we kept a bit more fluidity to our game. But the guys that came on all added to the game. A few of the young lads came on. Josh had his debut as well, so fantastic for him.
That's 3 wins out of 4 in the pre-season. How would you kind of assess the 4 games?
Really pleased with where we're at. As I say, we've worked. The boys never. I'll never question their work rate because they work incredibly hard, and I thought they have worked really hard all throughout pre-season and in some of those games. So we've learned a lot about ourselves. The games help us improve. So without having games, it's really hard to improve. So I think we're in a pretty good place now. We just got to keep improving, and sometimes you have to win a little bit ugly. We weren't at our best today, but we still got the win. So that's I'm delighted with that.
Yeah, are you pleased with how this kind of sets us up for the championship now, looking ahead?
Yeah, we've got a couple of weeks left of training. We'll give the guys a little bit of time off. over Christmas, and then we'll be back in the new year for hopefully our start date.
And how good was it to have supporters back again finally?
Oh, it was nice. It was actually really strange before the game. You start looking around, there's people walking around, and there's people near to you, and you're thinking that's not meant to happen. So no, it's really good to have people back in the ground. Even we're often associated with not having a massive crowd, but even the difference having some of the crowd in today made a huge difference. They were really loud, and it's really good to see some old faces.